In the early 1970s, rumors circulated that after Mae West's death, her deepest secret would be revealed publicly for the first time. A few wagered someone would finally verify that the celebrated symbol of brazen female sexuality was not really a woman, but a man. Others speculated that a source would confirm that West had African American roots, that one of her ancestors had passed for white. Mae toyed with those bolder journalists who confronted her with the persistent rumors that she was a man. And when one writer, John Coble, questioned her on her racial background and preference for the blues, she admitted only that her affinity for black music was because it's the best there is. But all those who anticipated a bombshell at her death were to be eventually disappointed. In 1980, at the age of 87, Mae West died and was buried with the secrets that she was believed to have so carefully guarded throughout her life. Mae West's death certificate, signed by a physician and an undertaker, confirms that she was all woman. It is more difficult to rule out the possibility that she had African American ancestry. While 3 of her 4 grandparents were undisputably European-born, the ethnicity of her paternal grandfather, John Edwin West, is harder to pinpoint. He first appears in public records only after the Civil War in 1866, when the Manhattan City Directory shows him living on the Lower East Side, 1 block from the notorious Bowery. One sure fact about John Edwin West is that he had been a seafarer, a rigger who worked on whaling ships. The rest of his background remains a mystery. His recorded birth date varied between 1819 and 1830. His birthplaces diverged widely and included New York, Maine, Newfoundland, and even England. His death certificate indicated that he arrived in New York in 1821 at the age of 2, and that his parents were named John and Edith. But there is nothing to corroborate this, or to confirm where John Edwin West really spent his young life. Perhaps, like other working-class people, he remained undocumented by a society focused on the elite and privileged. But he may have also evaded record keepers, purposefully obscuring his background. Mae West often declared that her grandfather had come from a long line of John Wests. For visitors, she proudly displayed a genealogy of a West family, mainly from Virginia, and purported to have descended from Alfred the Great. This impressive lineage may have been more a public projection than a private admission. West often exaggerated or embellished her personal history. Still, these accounts not only offered glimpses into her self-perceptions, but almost always were grounded in an element of truth. She frequently provided significant, verifiable information on her family, with the exception of John Edwin West, the only grandparent for whom she volunteered no information on background or origins. Perhaps this vagueness was intentional, explicable if John Edwin or one of his forebearers had escaped bondage and passed for white. Many enslaved African American sailors took advantage of their mobility and escaped north. Some of those who were light-skinned passed. While no documents substantiate that John Edwin did, similarly, none prove that he did not. But his nebulous background, the reality that 50% of those serving on whaling vessels were black, and his absence in public records until slavery's end, suggest that it was possible. Even his wife and children were uncertain about or unwilling to discuss his origins, often giving conflicting information about his past. Whatever his background, of all of her grandparents, John Edwin made the strongest impression on Mae, who found him a fascinating storyteller of maritime adventures. Mae remembered him as healthy and vigorous. He must have been, for only the most able-bodied seaman had the strength and agility to work clipper ships' towering masts and endure grueling long whaling voyages. She also insisted that despite his long career on the rough seas, John Edwin was a pious man. A devout Methodist, he fell to his knees in prayer at each meal and at the end of family visits.